Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a new market update in which we'll be discussing Bitcoin as Bitcoin has been dropping down. Is that a natural? No. We have seen a very big move in the previous months. We've seen altcoins doing well, and sometimes markets need to calm down before it can continue moving, and currently we are in such a momentum. A very important lesson for yourself that you should not be FOMOing into any markets at all. You should always derive levels of interest before you're taking the entry. Before I'm going to continue, subscribe to the channel. You can do that beneath here. Also like the video. That's helping me a lot to grow this channel to a bigger audience. However, even if Ethereum or any asset is running vertical, you have to derive entry points based from the data that you have. You should accept that you've missed the first run, so you're going to be patient to buy the stuff on a later stage when everything is dropping down again, as you want to avoid taking the entry with the highest risk, which is during a very vertical run. If I just look at, for instance, Icon at this point, and you look at the entire chart, and you want to take the entry around here for the first time ever, why would you want to do that, given the fact that if you take the entry here, your downwards risk, if you have a stop loss, is about this. But even if we correct, this could be your downwards risk, and your potential upwards for the coming week is about this, nothing more. So what you want to derive is that you are going to construct entry points based on historical price action. With Icon, you come to the area that we are currently in, or maybe a little lower, as there's another zone that's interesting. This is the second one, and the third one is this zone. So once you start to derive those entry points, and you're looking at the first one currently, and you take the entry here, your downwards risk might be this, but you still have the opportunity to add on, and your upwards potential is about this, granting you a way better risk-reward ratio than when you're buying here. Because if you're buying at that stage here, you're going to be that top buyer at the end of the next bull cycle. There's going to be a stage that those runs that we just witnessed are not grinding back up again. That is the end of the bull cycle. That's not where we're currently at, but that's going to happen in a few years from now. So understanding how you should enter markets is critical to avoid excessive losses on your balance sheet. So you should stop being that FOMO dude and derive entry points based on historical price action, and those will almost always grant you a nice entry. So what's next on Bitcoin? Let's see if I can have the entire chart here. What can we see on Bitcoin currently? Well, we can see that we've lost the entry point. I've got to go to the 2 hours, sorry. We've lost the entire entry point. Support was lost. First test of support here. Wicked further down the line. Gave a slight bounce up towards the previous support. Couldn't break through it, and then we come down. This is not really a strong chart at this point, given that we see that there is so much downwards momentum currently. What are the levels to watch? We've got this area around 74.5, which is the previous high that could be granting for support. However, given this current construction, we are making lower lows, we are making lower highs. This wick you should not grant, the lower low is here. So if we grind back up, anything at this zone between 52 to 53 could be a very likely resistance zone, and even if we are breaking above that, the previous lower high is 55k, anything beneath that is still a downwards trend. So this could be support, that could be a nice entry point, but we should be clearing some resistances if we want to see any further upwards continuation on Bitcoin at this point. If we do not see anything like it and we start to fall down, I'm assuming we get something like this, and then we get that March correction that I've been discussing previously on the live stream, in which we have stated, oh, it's gone. During the previous months of March, we usually get a corrective period. In 2017, we got a 32% correction. In 2018, we had a 45% correction. In 2020, we've got the entire coronavirus crash down. In 2016 we had the sideways month, and 2016 and 2019 sideways months. So March is usually not the best period for crypto. What does it mean? If we look at the entire structure of the markets at this point, everything is still fine. Our recent low is at 30k, 29. Should not be worried at all, given the fact that there is still the 21 week MA, and even if we make such a corrective move, everything is still fine. And you can see that during heavy upwards runs, usually we get a period of some consolidation. And during the entire previous bull run, the previous low was not broken. If that breaks, the entire structure is down. So I'm not assuming we're going below 29k. I think if we get towards 40 to 37, that should be the low. And from there, then the fun part becomes, I think this correction will take some weeks, just like any other of those corrections take some weeks. And then a further calm period of Bitcoin is going to happen. And what happens during that period? Altcoins will rally in a very fast-paced way. Then if we are looking at the Bitcoin dominance, we can see that the Bitcoin dominance is crawling up a little. And we can see that during December, those highs were hit. December is usually a great period to start entering your altcoins. And then from February to March, usually an upwards relief rally on a Bitcoin dominance happens. In this case, if we get towards the 65% level of the Bitcoin dominance chart, usually we get a very fast downwards drop since. This happened from May onwards. We also see it happening from a later stage here. 2019 was a little different. Here from April down we got one. And in 2017 we did see the entire strength already. But we do see that we had this slight bounce upwards here. The critical factor is that usually December is the best moment to buy altcoins, and then in January we see it run heavily. At the end of February, corrective move until March, and then from later in March towards the summer, the real big alt season happens, where everybody is waiting for. Then Ethereum, Bitcoin finally, just going through the plans that we are witnessing here and just following what we wanted to be doing. Nothing to worry, currently approaching support zones. Even if it falls down towards 0.27, this is just fine, as the next impulse wave will be more explosive than the previous one. So as a conclusion, nothing to worry. 48k is something to watch. If that is lost, 42 to 44 is next. If 48k holds, still so many levels on the upside to break for bullishness. Healthy corrective move inside the bull market, granting you opportunities to step into the markets. So relax, stay calm, be patient, take care of yourself and your family, and enjoy life. See you tomorrow.